Whew. Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Now in today's video, this is going to be quite a special one because it's probably going to be the last time that you actually will be seeing, this kitchen right here. Now I know I've been shooting multiple videos in just this very small space, and I really am very thankful for all of you guys here to still bear with me and have all this kind of not very good looking background. Sometimes some of you actually complain about the windows being open, so I've closed the windows down and all that. But yeah, we actually do have some very important business today, and we're going to talk a little bit about the POCO M4 Pro. Now this device is actually a very interesting device. The pricing of this device is actually RM899 here in Malaysia, and that gives you 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal memory. Now of course, if you have a little bit more money, you can go up one rank and get a little bit more RAM as well as storage. And in terms of the pricing, well, this is really isn't the budget phone kind of thing. Budget phone these days, they start off at like 400 to 500 ringgit. We also have 500 to 600 ringgit. So this one is sitting at 899. And by the end of today's video, you should be able to tell yourself whether this is actually worth your money or not. Now, before we begin, it's also worth mentioning that the POCO M4 Pro that I'm actually reviewing today is the 4G version. There is a 5G version that I've already done on the channel, so we're going to be focusing on the 4G one today. Now, we're going to start off with the design itself. We do have a very interesting device. The design here is a first for me because I've never really had like this kind of blue on any of my phones so far. So it's a very interesting shade of color. It doesn't really shift whenever you tilt the device from side to side, and it's very, very matte at the back. Now, of course, typical with POCO devices, we do have this kind of signature look with the camera cutout, and I love that. It's like once you see the device, you know that it is a POCO device. Now, moving on to the bottom of the device, you do have your Type-C port, you have your dual stereo speakers, and you have a microphone at the bottom as well. And if you move on to the top here, you see that we still have our beloved headphone jack, as well as the IR blaster. Now over onto the side here, we do have a fingerprint scanner as well as a volume rocker, and on the left you do have your SIM card tray, which in this case it does support 2 SIM cards and 1 micro SD slot. So that's great here if you want to expand your storage. Overall, I think the design wise is great. The best part here actually is that the device itself is IP53 rated. So what this means is that you can have a couple of dust and water splashes onto it, but do not submerge the phone into water. Don't bring it inside the pool. It's good enough to prevent it from being damaged from light rain and all that. So that's good there for the POCO M4 Pro. Now moving on, let's talk a little bit about this display at the front. Yeah, just getting it turned on. Now this actually is a quite smallish display. I think it is actually quite suitable for some people out there who likes one-handed operation. Now in terms of the size, this is a 6.43-inch 1080p AMOLED panel that does great displays. In terms of the smoothness and all that, it is supporting 90 Hz refresh rate. And if you are talking about the touch sampling rate, that is actually 180 Hz. So everything is a bit smooth here. Obviously not as smooth as 120 Hz, but 90 Hz is actually quite alright on the POCO M4 Pro. Now in terms of the brightness levels, here in Malaysia, it's always so bright outside with the sun. It is actually supporting all the way up to 1000 nits of brightness. So that's great, guys. I mean, seriously, I brought this outdoors. It's a very bright display, and I never had any issues, just looking at the display itself. So overall, I'm very, very pleased with the display on a POCO M4 Pro. It's a great AMOLED display that goes bright enough, decent smoothness levels and all that. So thumbs up for that. Before we move on to the next point, it's also worth mentioning that the display here is Widevine L1 rated. Now for those of you guys who are not that technical, what this means is that you can actually watch Netflix on HD. Now devices that don't support L1, you can only watch that in standard definition, but this device here supports HD on Netflix. So again, more thumbs up here again with the POCO M4 Pro. Now moving on, I want to talk a little bit about the cameras at the back because it's actually a very huge cutout here, and yeah, we are always talking about the camera. So how is it like on the POCO M4 Pro? Well, good news here, guys. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I took the photos of this device here and I put it onto my computer because I want to have the most accurate, viewing experience to find out how good the colors are, and it's great, guys. The 64 megapixel sensor, the main sensor here, actually does a great job. In terms of daylight shots, you're getting a lot of detail. The colors are actually very natural and true to life. They do not pop as much as other devices in the market today. So I think that is also a good point here. Now, in terms of the night mode and all all that. You also get very good night mode here because it's able to brighten up a very dark image. Obviously, if you go on to parts where it's super dark at night, then it will still brighten the image, but you will have a lot of noise all around. So I mean, that's to be expected from a device like this. But overall, just in terms of pictures taken by the main 64 megapixel sensor, I was definitely impressed here. The 2x digital zoom also works pretty great here. You have quite a lot of detail once again on that 2x zoom. It's not optical zoom, it's just digital zoom, but it's also working great. Now in terms of the ultra wide here, we do have an 8 megapixel ultra wide. It does a decent job in bright daylight. You have a good amount of detail as well. It's not the best ultra wide out there, but it will definitely work if you're just sharing it over social media or if you want to share pictures with your friends. I think it is a decent ultra wide sensor and definitely worth being on a device like this. Now last but not least, we have that 2 megapixel macro lens, which honestly speaking, I did not really test out. I don't really take a lot of macro shots, but I believe it's just like other typical sensors and all that. They just want to fill that third slot here, so you have that triple cameras at the back. Alright, so moving on, let's talk a little bit about the performance because we want to know what's powering this little POCO M4 Pro. Well, this time it's being run by a Helio G96, and in terms of RAM, if my version here is the 8GB RAM version and I'm able to expand that by 3GB, so technically you have 11GB of RAM, which I think is fine. Storage wise, I have that 256GB of UFS 2.2 storage. So yeah, that's just in terms of the numbers. How does it perform though on the daily? Well, I've done basic social media, browsing pictures, browsing the internet and all that. Of course, working on the daily, it actually is able to run fairly smoothly. And the reason why I say fairly smoothly is because occasionally there are still a couple of stutters when you open the app. There are a little bit of lags here and there. So the 90Hz display actually does help that a little bit, but it is sometimes a little bit frustrating because it is not fully optimized. Now the good news here is that MIUI 13 is already on board, but hopefully POCO will push out another update just to make the entire user interface a little bit more smoother to operate. Now in terms of gaming wise, it's actually quite alright. I think you guys already know that the Helio G96 performs quite okay for basic kind of gaming, mid-level gaming, and by that I mean that not too graphic intensive kind of games. So I played the Mobile Legends. Obviously again, it ran quite smoothly. We did not have much issues. A gameplay of approximately 30 minutes actually reduced the battery by 7 to 8%, just in case you are wondering. And I also played the Asphalt 9, which also does pretty well on this guy. Now if you want to play games like Genshin, obviously you have to reduce the graphics down to lowest. And after playing a little bit of games, I noticed that the highest temperature obtained on this POCO M4 Pro was approximately 39 degrees Celsius. So that's not really warm at all. It's very manageable in your hands. Don't have to worry about heat there. So overall, I think decent performance coming out from a sort of budget phone like the POCO M4 Pro. Before we go on to the final point, let's talk a little bit about the haptics. We do have the Z-axis haptics motor here, which actually functions quite well. The vibrations are a little bit stronger than what you might expect. So if you have notifications coming in, you might actually get quite a bit of that vibration feedback on the device itself. I think that's actually good. It's better than those haptic motors that you don't really feel it, those that are very slow and all that. This one works quite well, so I'm also happy to see that that kind of haptics motor on this guy here. Before we go to the final point, a little bit about the speakers. The dual speakers here actually sounds quite loud, but the sound tend to be a little bit on the tinish side of things. So again, volume wise is fine, but don't expect like really awesome kind of audio quality coming out from the speakers. Finally guys, the last point here, let's talk a little bit about the battery. Now the POCO M4 Pro here has a 5000 mAh battery, and it supports a 33-watt fast charge, which obviously you also get the charger in the box. That's really good. In terms of charging speeds, you can go from 0 to 100% in just slightly more than 1 hour. I think that is actually quite alright. I mean, it's not the fastest out there, and obviously I'm not really expecting the fastest speed as well. In terms of your battery life, I found it to be quite good. I mean, on days where I did not really play games, I was able to use the phone for more than a day, and that's actually quite good. More than about 1.5 days before I have to actually start plugging in the charger. So yeah, that's just in terms of the battery life. Now overall, at the end of the day, is this POCO M4 Pro really worth your money? In my opinion, devices are getting more and more expensive as they launch newer models. So not really surprised to see RM899 here, considering the last M3 Pro was 100 ringgit cheaper. So yes, to a certain extent, I still think that this is a bit I can still recommend this to people who want to buy a new phone, but you do have to bear in mind that you do not have 5G supported here. So when time comes for the new 5G, you might worry about that. And of course, at this price point, $899, you can definitely find even more competitive phones out there already in the market. So let me know what you guys think about the POCO M4 Pro down in the comment section below. Is this something that you might actually purchase? Are you happy with the price point? Let me know. I really want to know your thoughts. So yep, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching till the end, and thank you for staying with me in this really small, wonderful kitchen. I do hope all of you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to drop a like and sub to the channel, and I definitely hope to see all of you in the next one. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.